Hello friends, and welcome back. So around this time of the year, I used to set up my bullet journal. I used to bullet journal for years, and this is actually the last one that I finished this year, because this year I have moved my planning system and my organizational system for my months, my weeks, and my daily tasks all over to Notion. And it has been working so well that I was truly able to focus on my work, focus on my tasks, because I feel like it's a simple system, but a system that truly supports my productivity and that I don't have to invest too much managing in. Now, one thing I really loved about bullet journaling was journaling and expressing myself in this physical format. So besides showing you how I organize my life and plan it, I'm also showing you how I incorporate some art, self-expression, and decorating in my Notion as well. Let's move into my Notion and go through my planner template that includes my monthly planner, weekly planner, and my task lists. Now, I have shared this template before, and the newest version of it will be linked in the description box for you to copy and use in your Notion. Welcome to Yusu's planner. It looks extremely simple right now, but let's start with adding a new month. With this, you open my monthly template, and before we go into these sections down here, my weeks, my monthly goals, and my captured section, let's work on the title and cover. I do like to add the dates and years so that I can find these pages again in the future. I'm not going to be adding any icons, but I do really like their new icon selection. They're so simple and beautiful. So now it is time to add a cover, and I have for a while now been dreaming of and looking for seasonal covers that could be covers for each month of the year, and because I could not find that, I made these covers myself, and I'm so excited to share them with you. Here's a little bit about the process. So after conceptualizing a year, so 12 covers inspired by each month, with the help of my sister Nay, my ideas came to life and turned into actual illustrations from my sketches. As a secret project that I have been mentioning in my recent videos, as of today, you can actually go ahead and buy these covers as a pack on yusufcreates.com. So when you go to my website and purchase a cover pack, you will get an instant download to the files, as well as a link to a template, which is the template that I'm going to be talking about today, but with the pre-made months and all of the covers filled in. So you basically have a planner that is ready to go. I am so excited for you to enjoy this art and make your Notion a beautiful space with these covers, and hopefully be inspired by them each month around. And by the way, if you are not using Notion at the moment, you can also print out these files and use them in a physical journal, print them out as art to display, or also use the files in any other application that you may have a digital journal in. And lastly, if you are interested in seeing an overview of all of the covers, you can also find that over on my website. So equipped with 12 beautiful covers for the entire year, let's continue setting up my month. I honestly love having an overview of the month, which is why I wanted to create the covers for this, because these are really important pages to me. I just think it's a great time span to set new goals, refocus, and reset. And if you're interested in me talking more about my monthly reset, you can check out my monthly reset video. Okay, let's look at these sections here. In my goals section, I mostly write where I would like to direct my energy, and I also define the term goals pretty broadly. So this section can include things like habits that I would like to improve, also training goals for powerlifting. One thing I do is I write in upcoming events, things that I'm excited for, and also things that I'm anxious about, so that once they have been accomplished and survived, I can mark them as goal accomplished, and it sort of helps me to process my anxiety with these upcoming things, and also sort of let go of them, by writing them down. And my idea here is to create a synced block out of my monthly goals so that I have a reminder of where I'm going every single week. And then you will basically have this block that if you change something, it's going to be changed in all of the weeks of the month and your monthly page. So I've really enjoyed tracking my goals this way. Then I have this cute section down here, which I call Captured. Here I like to add quotes that I find that month, art that I stumble upon, and any ideas or thoughts that I have, just sort of as a brain dump, similar as to how I used to do it in my bullet journal. And I personally don't always fill this out because I personally have so many other avenues of expressing these things and capturing these things, like my journals, and also I do a lot of this in Mila notes. But I feel like for some of y'all this could be a really fun section and perhaps a beginning to a reflection / journaling habit. This next section reminds me of setting up the days of the month and my weeks in my bullet journal, which required a lot of manual labor. But now, thankfully, super easy because I have this button here. And with that, we can just create a new week. And actually what I'm going to be doing today is setting up all of the weeks of the month beforehand, because right now, sometimes I do it as I go along and then it's Tuesday and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't created a new week in my planner. And that's a little chaotic. So to do something for our future selves, I recommend setting this up at the beginning of the month so that you have all of your weeks prepared. I wrote this month right here so that I can create a link to my actual month just as a quick button, but I mean, the Notion navigation is pretty simple and straightforward. Now, one of the first things I like to do is, as I said earlier, sync this monthly goals block so that I have an overview of my goals and then move over to my focus of the week. I placed these two sections side by side so that you could look at your monthly goals and break down tasks into smaller tasks each week of the month. And I think that's a great way to stay on track. And then each week I also just add a couple of more focuses for the week and smaller tasks that I want to tackle throughout this week. After determining my focus for the week, I can grab this list and move on to planning my days more specifically. And for my days, my setup here, my daily setup, is broken down into a toggle list for each day of the week, and I like to just keep the most relevant day open. This is also definitely inspired by how I used to bullet journal. Now, for planning my days more specifically and my hours, I do this in tandem with Google Calendar, where, according to my priorities for the week, I will plan sort of work blocks according to the skills required. So, I will create a block where I film, a block where I edit. After determining my work blocks, I will go into these dailies, fill out my most important appointments and events, which may also be in my focus of the week or in my monthly goals. And then I will actually plan my priority tasks and assign Pomodoros. So for example, Monday morning editing starts at 9 a.m. and I will assign 6 Pomodoros. And with that, my Monday morning is planned out, and that's how I like to go through everything. And some weeks I honestly do this before the week starts and I'm able to be quite specific, and because I am pretty good at estimating my time and how long I take for certain things, usually this works out. But sometimes I also just go along and fill in my days in Google Calendar and in here as the week unfolds, and both works. Ultimately, the most important thing is that the tasks get done, and these systems are just truly a support for that. Lastly, in my weekly setup, I would like to talk about my weekly trackers. So for that, I made a button here at the top of the page. At the top here, I just added these 2 words, which you could link to your week and also to your month, just as a easy navigation. But if you don't need that, you can delete that. If you would like to add a new weekly tracker, you can just click this button and you will get this simple table with the days of the week as well as a title. Similar to how in the past I would create these tables to track my habits and sort of fill in the squares if I did something, I created this page so that I could track my meals as well as my workouts. And this is truly a blank slate for you to even just track any type of habit. or plan out any type of habit. For me personally, I more use this as a planner for my meals of the week and for my workouts, but I do update it so that if I want to go back and look at what I ate and what I did in a week, I have a simple and good overview of that. I think this could be a great support to building habits. If you want to use it more as a tracker, you can definitely highlight the tasks or habits that you've completed, or also just add another column in the table and add a check mark once you have done it. And because it's so easily accessible in your weekly page, I think this is a great page to refer to and get a nice and simple overview of your habits and anything else you would like to be tracking. Hopefully my free template, which is linked down below, as well as my covers, which you can find on yusufcreates.com, are going to be helpful. I am so excited for you to use this art and decorate your Notion. Maybe just as excited as I am to use them and have this planning system in place. So I truly hope that things I've talked about today or the resources are going to enrich your organization and planning experience for the upcoming year. Let me know any videos you would like to see from me, and hopefully I will see you around. Until then, bisous.